3D tutorials. Today's video is about how we can rigging a car or vehicle. Before I started, there are one thing I will just show you. There are a way, or actually there are 4 ways to creating, there are 3 ways to creating the tire to be rotating by you move the controller, but all of them it will not working correct because it's working from back and forth, back and front, but when you rotate this to this axis they will not work, or if they working, they're not working correctly. So that is one thing you need to know. So there are a video inside description with these 3 ways and 4 ways the right way in the starting of the video. So that is the first way in the video. In this video I'm going to show you for the rotation. But for now it is very simple. We have 3 controllers. We have one controller which have pivot point in the middle of the car, and that is because when car rotates, so it's rotating from this area. So that's the reason we're having it, and all the other controller and body of the car and the tires has been parented under it. Okay, and they are just simple controller. Of course, all the controller has been freeze transformation and everything is clean. The thing you need to know, the pivot point of the car body, which we need to use it later, it need to be middle of this. Okay, when you have all things set up, so we're going to just start up with rigging. I'm starting by the rotation of the tires. Find the rotation by seeing which direction it is, and that is the X. But before I do this, we need to have adding 2 attributes into the controller we want to use it. So for this I'm using the position. Go to the edit, add 1, call it for the speed, and by the default setting add, and next will be rotation, and okay. So now we have these 2 things. The speed will show how fast that need to actually go rotate it, and the rotate will rotate it from 0 to 100 if you want. So when we have adding it, I'm starting by first tires. You need actually copy the code in the expression editor for the other, but for now we want to select this, go to the edit, go to, or before it we need to select the rotation X, go to edit expression and just copy, or you can just dragging it there, zoom it a bit. So what we need to type, the rotation of the tires 1 or wheels 1 is the position. Remember I have using the capital, so it need to be with the capital. Position dot rotation, that is we have adding, and multi-divided by position dot speed. So press. So what is been happening there? We need to give a speed. For now, maybe I think 13. As soon as I rotate this, you can see the rotating the opposite and the different direction, and the speed is how fast it needs to be rotating. Now you can see it is more slower. So the code we have copying, we need to do this for all of them. Find this, go to the rotation X expression editor, pasting it. The only thing we change is the name of the tires or wheels, which is number 2 now, and just correct. Same thing for the other, you can just select it from here, X, paste it, number 3, and create, and 4, paste it and type 4, and now create. Good. What happened now? By rotating every of these things, you can see front, back, need to check it. So this value I'm going to animate it or keying it later to rotating my car's wheels. So the next things we're going to do is the direction of the tires. Now we want to use a set driving key to key the rotation of direction of the vehicle's tires. So we select the controller, loading it, and that is the translate X. And we need to know which direction it is. I think it is Y. Yeah. So we need to just select both of them, loading it, select it, and the translate rotation Y. Press key. Now we need to just move this to number 1. And for rotation of this, it need to be 30. And go ahead and key it. Go down to -1 and select the tires once again, and that will be -30. And key this. Make sure it works. So as you can see now, we can also move this. This is good. So of course you can also give a limit information by go to the attribute editor and go to the steering and limit information translate, and that is the X. So minimum is -1 and 0 and 1, the maximum. So now I can move it without going outside of it. So, and of course you can also make it for the other by 0 everything, so it will not moving up and down. So the last thing we need to add the body control to the car. So to do this, we're going to use again the set driving key. Select the controller, load the driver, that is the X or maybe the Z I will start with. Select the car, load it in the drive-in, and we will key everything, press key. Here we go. Now the Z, I just go to the channel box, make it to be 1. Oh, it was Z, so 1, here we go. And when I press 1, I need to this one rotate maybe something like this. And key it. Test if it works, yeah. And go to -1. Select the car and push it backward. And key it. So when it brake and when it acceleration. So the other thing we need to do is for the X. So we select the translate X and just keying it, go ahead and make it to be 1. And that will rotate the car. Make sure this area, something like this, or a little bit more. Go ahead and key it. -1, and you can of course get the same rotation, but for now I just make it very fast so you will get the idea. Okay, and now we just make key. So it when it want to drift to right and left, so you have this position of it, and now we just put it to 0. The last thing is the Y. Press key, go ahead and make this to be up, to be 1. Just move it up a bit, keying it and moving it to -1. and that will push all the car back or down. There we go. So now we have like a jump effect a bit. We have also the drift, and here for braking and for acceleration. And all of this I just put it to 0. If you want to have adding the limit controller, so you can also do this. And by default is negative of 1 and 1, so it is the same thing. But if you have 2, the maximum, and negative of 2, so you're typing this in. But yes, so here we can just move the car. Here we can just make brake, acceleration, go ahead drifting, jumping it. And that is for the direction of the tires. And if we select this, go to this one, we can just change how fast it needs to be rotate, and we need to just rotate this direction or the other direction. When you have all of these, and you have I have already creating a curve, so I want the car to drive there. Yeah, it is very maybe I need to make another one. So now I have just creating another one, so it's driving this way and came back to the place. I can just start by find how fast do you want to be, and the frame. That is just very quick way to show you this, and the speed need to be there. You can also key it if you want, but for now I just go to the rotation, go ahead and select auto key on, select it, key selected, go always down, maybe 800. Now we can just go there. So as you can see, it is very slow, and sometimes it be slow and starting fast. So to undo this, the thing we could do is actually go ahead to the Windows graph editor. Here we have it. The reason is it's starting very slow and going to be high and slow and so on. You can also select this one and make it linear. What it will do, it will just continue same rotation all the time. Let's see, this one is too slow, but we need to see how fast we need to drive on it. If it was too slow and you don't want to key this, so make sure turn the auto key off and make it maybe 15. And now when I playing it, you can see it is running faster. So the last thing we need, just drive on this curve. So select the position, shift select the curve, go to constraint, motion path, and option box, freezing or reset this, and just attack it. So that is not the right direction to do this. Go to the motion path and type the Z. Just look at this. Okay. As you can see now, the vehicles, this kind of drift effect you will get by this. If you want to don't have it, so you can also change the pivot point of the bike, but it's going to be very slow and the tires is going to be very high. Of course, you can just key the value of the U value. You can do this by go to select the position, go to motion path, selecting it, and now you can see this. Okay, I select it, moving it halfway. See how fast now it's running now a bit faster, but anyway, you just get the idea. So you find which position do you want, and of course you can also do the direction of the car, so it give it more, and the brake and these things by controlling it by this one. Okay, and brake or acceleration. But for now you get an idea how it can be rigging, how it can be animated and every kind of things. And if you want to add something, you can just use the Windows graph editor by selecting the controller has been attached to it. So yeah, thanks for watching.